Here are my patio tomatoes, and I think that I have a red tomato here. Look at that. What do you think about this container arrangement? Should I pot them up? Should I make it a permanent thing? Or do you think I should just continue to give them a chance to fill out and then plant them in? What's your opinion? Write it down in the comments section below. Here in the veggie patch, everything is looking fantastic here, and you can see that the cucumber is starting to trail. So now I have to help it out, lift it up, and let it know that it's supposed to be attached to this area. Good morning and welcome to Catherine's Garden and Home. It's a cool morning, but we're expecting to reach in the 90s. So the garden will be affected by the heat, but right now it is so beautiful, so calm, and very, very attractive. There is also a nice, cool morning breeze in the garden. To me, the morning is the best of times. The best time to really meditate, think, and work in the garden. The robin keeps popping up in this garden. There must be a lot of worms over there because they are just feasting in this area. There must be a lot of worms there because they are just feasting in this area. They just love it here. Here are my patio tomatoes, and I think that I have a red tomato here. Look at that. Yes. Do you see that? Yes. A red tomato. I'm going to pull it. Wow, it's still a little green, but it's my first tomato for the season. Isn't that fantastic? I'll just sit it out on the counter, but it's so low. I'm glad that I picked it before the bugs get it. Wow, yes! The first red tomato of the season. Well, partially red. And there are a lot more to go. Let's see if there are any more. I think there's another one right there. But I'm gonna let it stay a little longer. Wow, it is kind of tight here, but as the season goes on, it will get a little more looser. Let's see if there are any others. Wow. I'm going to have to really come in here and check this out a little bit more. But my marigolds are doing really well. And they are flowering throughout this garden area. So that's a good thing. And these are my either 100s or grape tomatoes. And they're already starting to flower, and soon I will have little tomatoes to eat. I like them in salads. It's so delicious. Yeah, but that's my first tomato of the season. I have this container here that I wanted to put on both ends, and I had placed a Proven Winners plant in here, and I thought that that would look good, but I'm going to use it in a different area, the Supertunia. But I was able to get this Veronica, or Speedwell. I think this is Speedwell. Let me just make sure. Yeah, Speedwell. My daughter Karen, she bought me the Speedwell, and I think the Speedwell actually looks better in the container flanking both ends of this center bed. And I also have some leftover impatiens that need to get in the ground. So I'm thinking that I'm going to put these impatiens in with the Speedwell here and fill out this pot and make a container planting. Now there are no holes in this, so that means that I'm going to need to put some holes in the bottom of this container and fill it up and then plant them in. But I think it's going to look really nice, and I think it's going to look nice with this color. I think they're going to look nice together. And then later on in the season, I could, towards the end of the season, I could either leave that perennial in the pot, or I can transplant it out into a different part of the garden. It depends on how big it grows. Yeah, but I think that that's what I'm going to do. Put these together. Let's take a look. Let me show you the other side too. So this is the other side, and I just think this looks really good at the corner here. As I said, I had the Supertunia here, but I wasn't really getting it. I wasn't really feeling it, but I do like how this looks here. It almost looks good by itself, like it doesn't even need the impatiens with it. But I think that it will kind of tie everything together because there are a lot of impatiens here in this bed, and having it here, those colors together will look good. I don't know if you can see that from that end, the container over here to this end. Now, doesn't that look nice? The Speedwell looks really nice there. I like it. Because I am not committed to planting it in just yet, and I wanted the different plants to actually get a little fuller, I've just kind of tucked them in to the urn. So I have them potted up. I actually potted this up, and the impatiens, and I want them to spill over. I know that they're going to get larger, and then I'll think about if I want to really keep them together or add something different. But I thought that this was a good way of just trying it out here in the urn, and I think it came out very nice. Here is the other pot. This one is not as full as the other one, but it will get there. The Lanium grows really fast, or dead nettle, and the impatiens will grow up too and thicken up. I like this here in the corner next to the arborvitae tree, and it's non-committal, but yet it looks great from a distance. And if I don't like this or want to change it up or use a different plant, I can. And that speedwell is a perennial, so when I'm ready I can transplant it into the garden, as well as the Lanium. Here in the veggie patch, everything is looking fantastic here, and you can see that the cucumber is starting to trail. So now I have to help it out, lift it up, and let it know that it's supposed to be attached to this area. So I'm going to help it out and train it. That requires that I turn it around. The other thing I can do is possibly maybe give it its own stick. Maybe that's the better thing. But I don't want it on the ground, and I want it to go up the trellis. So let me see. Let me take one of these bamboo stakes here from over here. And now this tomato plant is going to need trellising. Look at it. Oh, everything is really growing. So what I'm going to do is just stick it in here for now. I might have to get like some string to it to connect these, and just kind of guide it along here by wrapping it around the pole, so that it's off the ground. I don't want it on the ground because I don't want to have the wonderful cucumbers on the ground. So that's better. You can see that some of them are already kind of holding on to the cage here. That's a good thing. Just kind of have to like guide them along. Oh, look at this. It's getting pretty big. So I think I'm going to lift this up and move it back here so that it's not too far from it. Yeah. And then kind of wrap it around. So it'll have something to attach onto. No, assisted. So that's good. They're growing. I'll soon have myself some cucumbers to eat. Isn't that exciting? Mm-hmm. Right here. Yeah, they just need some training. That's nice. And look at these beautiful daylilies here. They love the sun. That's what causes them to open up. Sometimes you just have to take what you have and make it work. So I had these 2 old tomato canes that were a little bit flimsy, and I've decided to just use them here to trellis up the cucumbers and give them a little bit more support. And I think it came out pretty good. So now I feel good. They're not going to be on the ground. To me, the morning is the best of times. The best time to really meditate, think, and work in the garden. I enjoy the filtered light, and I also enjoy the sounds of the birds as they sing and chirp along with me here in my garden. It's amazing how everything is growing in and things are just expanding and filling out. As I recall, in the springtime, early spring, when it was just the daffodils and some tulips, it was so barren. But now it's just full and lush with vegetation. I'm thankful for the annuals in my garden, especially the impatiens that give me immediate color. But I'm also grateful for my hydrangea, yes. and other perennials. My ground cover, bishopweed. I am thankful for the variegated grass and other hostas that at least help to break up the green in the garden. In the morning, the daylilies are not open just yet, but they too will add a pop of color and definitely draw our attention to their wonderful blooms that only last for a day. Makes you appreciate every moment in the garden. For more videos, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And thank you so much for watching. See you next time right here in Catherine's Garden. Bye.